Hello everyone, welcome to Tuesday Tea with Elsa. It's a little bit colder where I live today, and I'm sitting here with Atlas while he eats a little bit of hay. And it's Christmas Eve where I am. So I thought an appropriate topic for today would be anticipation. You know, we all know that feeling when we're kids and you have some sort of event that you're really excited about. For some people, that's Christmas Eve. For some people, that's birthday. For some people, that's any number of things. But we have these events that we anticipate as being really, really fun. And the reason that we anticipate those events as fun is two things. One, we have spent time with other people who believe that is fun, and we're social creatures, so we mimic as children. And then the other is because we've experienced it and it proved to be fun. It proved to be something really excellent. So I wanted to talk about this today because with the cold snap that came in, the air's a lot colder. You can see Atlas's expression. His ears are a lot more in self-focus. He is not very community oriented today. We've actually had a fairly big backslide in progress between my family walking in the woods and that setting him off, and the weather, and who knows what other factors. But it's made me really think about anticipation. Anticipation is your best friend, your worst enemy, to quote Warwick Schiller. Thank you, Warwick. And we all anticipate, is something going to get better or is something going to get worse? And, you know, when Atlas looks up into the woods because somebody's walking through unexpectedly and all of his muscles tighten up, he's anticipating that his life is about to get worse. And so he shows that with all of that freeze that comes through his body, and he's tensing all his muscles, getting ready. Should I run? Should I fight? What am I anticipating? Is it something good or is it something bad? You know, as people, we're not prey animals. We're more naturally predators. So we don't understand fear the same way that horses do. And we tend to anticipate the good in the world a lot more than the bad in the world. Yeah, Atlas. The horses, particularly a horse with a history like Atlas, has a lot of reasons to anticipate things being bad instead of good. And it's a really fascinating puzzle to see if we can change those thought patterns so that he's anticipating something good instead of something bad. I think about it. If you're going to ride a horse and every time you suggest something, the horse goes, "Oh yeah, I want to do that." Whatever it is you suggest, they're excited to do it with you. That would be where anticipation was really your best friend and something great. You know, if they're anticipating in a way where they're nervous or tense or worried and they're trying to get it over with, well, then it's not such a good thing. How do we change that? How do we make anticipation a good thing for our horses instead of a negative thing? And believe me, I am working on this. Atlas is my biggest puzzle. How to really help him anticipate that life is going to be good when he's had so many examples of life being bad. Now, food rewards is something that people bring up a lot. They're super effective. I think positive reinforcement training and food reward training is fascinating. And, you know, at some point, I may choose to go that direction with Atlas. And certainly we're doing it in a small way here while he's eating hay and I'm talking to you guys. It's not my main focus because I want my focus to be about my feel, my timing, and my anticipation. Can I anticipate when things are going to get better with the horses and really link those good moments with flow and harmony and all sorts of ease between us? So my focus is something different from food reward or positive reinforcement. I might use some of it from time to time, but it's just not my focus. It's not the thing I really want to learn about. That doesn't make it wrong. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a wonderful way to teach. But then I'm going to say the same thing about pressure training, okay? Where you use a round pen or ropes or flags or even a saddle or spurs or a bit. These ways of pressure training, if they're done right, can lead the horse to anticipate good things. You know, they can see that saddle coming and go, oh, yeah, I can't wait to go for that ride. They can see the whip go out and go, oh, thank you, some clarity. You can set up training. Catch Atlas here in the video. You can set up training so the horse has good anticipation, no matter whether you're using positive or negative, no matter whether you're using rewards or aversives. You know, they're all fair game, and everybody likes to train in different ways. I really think it's important that we start really putting emphasis on how we do things more than on what we do. There's lots of roads to Rome. The question is, can you do it well, whatever it is that you decide to do? So the thing I'm studying with Atlas here is, you know, a minimal amount of food rewards. He's certainly got to eat sometimes. If I happen to be sitting here while he eats, that's certainly going to benefit the relationship. It's not a real specific cause and effect food reward, but it certainly is going to benefit him. But outside of that, you know, when it comes to our training, I want to think about, how does he anticipate life? How does he anticipate that life is going to get better or it's going to get worse? And then how do I act around him so that he starts believing life is going to get better more of the time? If Atlas anticipates that life is going to get better, he's going to be excited to show up and experience it with me. If Atlas anticipates that life is going to get worse, then he's going to brace his muscles and prepare to defend himself, either with fight or flight, or just with freeze and shutting down. All of this is rational and valid, but life is better when you don't feel like you have to defend yourself. If Atlas feels like he can anticipate life getting better, he doesn't have to go into self-defense. He can go into partnership. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do we set up the circumstances so that Atlas believes and anticipates that life is going to get better? Just like a lot of kids do on Christmas Eve. They go to bed all excited, ready for presents the next morning, and it's a really great anticipation. I need to figure out how to build positive anticipations for a horse like Atlas. And I'm challenging myself to do it without a lot of food rewards, without a lot of pressure-based training. And what that does is it stretches my mind. I know there's great ways to pressure train a horse out there. There's great ways to train a horse with positive reinforcement. All that's fabulous. And I hope that there are trainers all over the world continuing to evolve, you know, all the ways there are to train a horse. I want to do it a slightly different way. I want to take the slow, winding road to Rome. I want to build anticipation for Atlas, mostly about being together. When do we take action around each other? When do we come into harmony with each other? And what does that mean in terms of building anticipation? I really don't have all the answers yet, but that's what I'm thinking about this week. And it seemed kind of fitting, given that it's Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas Eve to all of you guys out there. And I will keep working away at this with Atlas, trying to figure out how to build positive associations and positive anticipation for what happens next. No matter if the wind's blowing, or it got cold, or there's deer walking through the woods, or family members walking through the woods, whatever it is, those things that make Atlas anticipate life getting worse, I want to shift that for him. And I don't know all the answers yet. But that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. For me, that's the joy of horse training, is trying to fit the puzzle pieces together. If you already knew where all the puzzle pieces fit, well, where's the challenge in that? So Atlas is going to help me figure this out, and I will keep you guys posted. Merry Christmas, everyone, and I'll be back next week, and I'll let you know if any epiphanies happen during the week when it comes to anticipation. Merry Christmas, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.